Alright, what up, y'all? It's Metaphor, back for more to kick the raw, represent everyone. It's you and I verse. We're gonna do a video on the moon in Gemini with the sun in Libra. We're gonna do a breakdown on that. Right now, this is communicating about relative subjects. That is the premise of this moon in Gemini with the sun in Libra at this moment in time. So tap in the comments. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and then when you hit subscribe, it's going to give you a little option to click none, personalized, or all. You're going to click all, so that way you can get all notifications for my channel. And with this being said, comment your sun, moon, and rising, and let me know where this Gemini energy is participating in your chart. And shout out to Cosmic Dreamer. Peace out to you. Shout out to you. And with that being said, we're going to get into this. So it's all about communicating about relative subjects at this point in time. And with this being said, I'm going to show you the influences, will explain to you and give you the knowledge and wisdom of the influences based on this trying circumstance. We're from Southside Akron, you dig? That's where I'm at right now, you know what I'm saying? But I derived from West Side, you dig? But we're from Akron, Northeast Akron, you dig? Yeah, which is on the East Coast of the United States. So I'm deriving from the United States. Anybody that's watching out of the country, we're on the East Coast right now, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Mid-East, you know what I'm saying? Right beside all the Great Lakes and all that. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Cosmic Dreamer, for following the instructions and things like that, you dig? So that way we can get this channel popping. And you see what I'm saying? It's a siren when I pop up. You dig what I'm saying? Like, everybody got to hear it. So that's why you just heard that in the background. You know? Everybody got to be alerted. You know, I'm home now. I'm home. You dig? But yeah, moving forward. No, I'm just making jokes. I have no idea what the sirens have, you know what I'm saying, going on or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I just attain some new drip, you know what I'm saying? If you've been watching my channel, you know what kind of drip I got that's new. And I appreciate you, Cosmic Dreamer. So yeah, with that being said, we're not going to get too far into the jewelry and things like that. We're going to just go ahead and talk about relative topics. So essentially, relative is all about the Libra energy. So balancing this communication. And I appreciate your compliment, Cosmic Dreamer, essentially. That's what I'm trying to get at with all that. So, then moving forward, this energy is all about being able to adapt to the conversation. So the Gemini energy is all about that adaptability to the ways of conversation and the ways of thinking. So the Gemini is able to comprehend what you're thinking and also where those thoughts are coming from based on the conversation. So with this being said, this Libra energy, then, you're going to be able to have relativity. So it must have been something for real going down, but it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't worried about it. You dig what I'm saying? Me and my homie Rico's good, and the rest of my family don't even live on that side of the town. You dig? So yeah, that's what's going down. But moving forward, not to get lost into that. The 1st of the 12th house, we're going to start with Gemini, and then I'm going to move all the way forward to having whatever has Gemini in the 12th house, which will be the Taurus rising. So if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Gemini in the 12th house will be Taurus. Pardon me, no, I'm messing up. It's Cancer, my fault, other side. The 12th house is where we'll finish up with Gemini in the 12th house. So we'll start with, just to reiterate all that, because I done messed it up, my fault. So my apologies, we're going to rock with this. So we're going to break down 1st to the 12th house. So we're going to start with Gemini rising. We're going to finish up with Cancer rising, because Cancer rising has Gemini in the 12th house. You follow me? So yeah, moving forward, this is all about creating an opportunity. So creating an opportunity to adapt to a relative conversation or a relative subject is really the key here with this Gemini and Libra energy. It's all about conversations and ways of thinking. So essentially, if you're an Aquarius at this time, you're in the most beneficial state to create an opportunity. And more moving forward, if you are either this Gemini, then you're on the stage of how to emotionally act. How to react to the emotions that are participating. You already are in that energy as a Gemini, so you're the example. And with this being said, the sun sign is Libra right now, so all the Libras are also put on the stage throughout this whole entire month of how they're being relative and relating to other people and creating balance, essentially. And essentially, what's in between that also is benefiting, if you really think about it, is the one that's the sextiles to the Gemini and the Libra. That's going to be the Leo. So the Leo at this point in time has all beneficial circumstances going for them. So yeah, that's just a little intro to how the breakdown of the 1st to the 12th house is going to go. So I done moved my water into a different room, so just give me a moment. Keep in mind, they haven't given me any ad money yet, so we're going to keep them off camera. You know what I'm saying? Any water company, holla at me. You're gonna get in on the business early. So I appreciate you bearing with me, everybody that stuck with that. And with that being said, the Gemini in the 1st house is all about being able to adapt to these personal conversations that are going to be had based on your expression and your childlike expression. So with this being said, the Gemini this time is working on how to express themselves based on how they like to actually get their point across in general. The 5th house derived Leo, so with this being said, this is all about putting things on the stage. What does the Gemini actually want to put on the stage to be relative to, and you're going to be able to create that opportunity in that 5th house. So then, with all this being said, we're also experiencing the waning phase of the moon. So the waning phase of the moon is all about protection and protecting what you've already accumulated in the new moon process. The new moon is all about new accumulations. The full moon is all about full accumulations. And then the waning moon is all about protecting what you've accumulated. And then moving forward to then the new moon, you also want to see what you want to accumulate within the next this next new moon process. So for example, we had a Libra full moon, an Aries full moon with the Libra sun, right? But that began in Virgo. We had that Virgo new moon. So we're going to be experiencing the Libra new moon, and it's going to be new accumulations in our way of relating. And then in turn, whenever we enter Scorpio season, that full moon will be in Taurus. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it accumulates. And then the signs, whenever it's waxing and waning, is how you want to actually go about working with the energy. So that's a whole left field thing. But yeah, okay, so Gemini in the 1st house, like I say, is going to have Libra in the 5th. And then moving forward, Gemini in the 2nd house is the Taurus rising. Yeah, like I had it opposite earlier. So Taurus rising is having Gemini in the 2nd. And with that being said, since I've already explained this in all the rising videos, how to actually comprehend how to interpret which sign is relative in the houses essentially. So okay, yeah, that's in a previous video. I did those videos about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2. So maybe for new people, I'm gonna give you the old knowledge, but you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be new to you. So with this being said, based on Gemini and Libra both being air signs, right? They're just gonna be 4 houses away, 30, 60, 90, 120 degrees, which is a trine, right? So with this being said, the Taurus rising is having the Gemini in the 2nd, and then with that Gemini in the 2nd, they're then having the Libra in the 6th house. So based on their values and the communication style that they value, this Taurus, they're then going to in turn be having this routine and pattern and health be on the stage essentially. So with this being said, they're going to be finding ways to value what they want to put on a routine and pattern and actually work on. And that's essentially what the Taurus is communicating with right now. And if the Taurus is already in their fixed state, then they can just accumulate more, or just not accumulate more based on this waning phase, but protect based on the waning phase, like I say, protect what they're dealing with essentially on their routine and pattern and what is on the stage now. So then moving forward, the Aries rising is having the Gemini in the 3rd house, and then having the Libra. Oh, do I have an opposite? Am I flunked out? So Aries is in the Gemini in the 3rd. Yeah, pardon me. Yeah, I'm not flunked out. Aries has Gemini in the 3rd, right? And then with that being said, they're having Gemini in the 3rd. So with that being said, they're having the Libra in the 7th. So they're able to see in their environment how to be relative and relate to their relationship is what the Aries is working on right now. So with that being said, that's the communications that they're experiencing, is communication in their environment about their relationship. And with all this circumstances, you think about how the Aries works with the Libra, it's opposite to what's on the spotlight right now, but it's also a sextile to the Gemini energy, so they're able to actually be immutable and able to see the opportunity how to be mutable in this relationship at this period of time if the Aries is open to that. So then moving forward, the Pisces rising is having the Gemini in the 4th house, right? So it's going to be a square this time. The Pisces is going to have to learn how to be more communicative, right? Based on both being mutable energies and the Pisces being water and the Gemini being air. And with all this being said, having the Gemini in the 4th, they're then going to have the Libra in the 8th, right? So the privacy in the home life is what the Pisces is working with at this point of time to then create that opportunity to actually transform and have this rebirth of what they actually want to put on the stage for this next season in the Scorpio season, whenever they actually have their trine. So then they have this new knowledge and wisdom that they've attained throughout this rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Astrology 101. Then moving forward, the Aquarius rising is having the Gemini in the 5th house, right? So they're able to create an opportunity on what to actually express based on both being air signs. Like I was saying earlier in the video, the Aquarius is in a good spot because they're a trine to both of these circumstances. So the moon in Gemini, they're able to actually adapt to their ways of expression. And with this way of expression, they're actually able to have a knowledge and wisdom about who to relate with and who to be relative to and create balance with. So the Aquarians are actually creating all the opportunities right now. So if you're on the higher or lower octave, you're going to be able to see what circumstances you've accumulated and what you should actually protect and what you should get rid of, essentially, Aquarius. You're able to create that opportunity right now. So then moving forward, the Capricorn rising is having the Gemini in the 6th house. Yeah, Gemini in the 6th house. And then they're having the Libra in the 10th house. So based on Capricorn rising, they're misunderstanding 150-degree angle to the Gemini. So they're misunderstanding how to be relative and actually, not to be relative, how to be adapting and how to adapt to the conversation that's being had based on their status, essentially. So with this being said, the Capricorn is working on something, and based on working on something, there's a two-sided thing to this actual 6th house based on the Gemini energy being here, that double-sided sigil. So they're working on something and they have this routine and pattern, but there's a whole other side to it and the circumstances why that is. You see what I'm saying? They have this, Gemini is opposite the Sagittarius. That's a whole other circumstance, not the tangent, right? So then having the trine to the 10th house, they're able to create an opportunity in the actual conversation if the Capricorn allows themselves to be adaptable to the actual conversation at hand, and then in turn they're going to learn based on this Gemini energy, creating this opportunity for the Capricorn. But the Capricorn at this period of time is on the spotlight of a learning process, how to actually be more business-like and conduct their business. So moving forward, the Sagittarius rising is having the Gemini in the 7th house. Yeah, Sagittarius rising is having the Gemini in the 7th house. So then with that being said, they're having the Libra in the 11th. So based on what the Sagittarius is relating with and what relationship that they're adapting to, they're then in turn having the spotlight on their relations and those associates in their relations and who they're relative with and who they actually make a part of their association is what's going down for the Sagittarius rising. So the Sagittarius at this point in time has already had their 10th house be experienced based on the Virgo, and they've already attained this status, and then the status is just being associated based on now the spotlight being on their 11th house in Libra. So with this period of time, the Sagittarius is able to create an opportunity in their relationship to then in turn have this association that is actually beneficial. And you'll actually be able to see what opportunity you want to relate to, and you're able to see the opportunities, but you're able to see what octave you are on as well based on watching this video if you're Sagittarius rising. So then moving forward, the Scorpio rising. Excuse me. Scorpio rising is having the Gemini in the 8th house. And with this Gemini in the 8th house, they're having Libra in the 12th. So based on their behind-the-scenes secrets and things that they want to be rebirthed about at this period of time, those things that they're adapting to in the behind-the-scenes conversations, they're then in turn having the spotlight on their dream realm. And with this being said, the dreams that they relate to and all those dreams that they're relating to is either creating balance or creating imbalance, and that's what the spotlight's on, the actual dream realm of the Scorpio right now. So then, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to move to another room because it seemed like I'm losing y'all. Hold up. I don't know why, but other rooms have better connections in this space that I'm in. So I'm just gonna do this right here. Yeah, good little backdrop. Okay, so now, getting back to where we were at. The Scorpio rising is having that Libra in the 12th, right? Then they're having the Gemini in the 8th house. So this Gemini in the 8th house, they're having these secrets and behind the scenes circumstances that they want to be reborn about and have this actual adaptability. So with this being said, they're creating this opportunity based on what they got going on behind the scenes and those conversations behind the scenes to then in turn create an opportunity for their dream to be enacted. And that's what the circumstances that the Scorpio is going through at this period of time. So then moving forward, the Libra rising is having the Gemini in the 9th house. And with this Gemini in the 9th house, they're then in turn having the Libra in the 1st house. Yeah, because we're breaking down Libra. So the spotlight's on your personal life. And with this spotlight on your personal life, you're then in turn having this knowledge and wisdom that you're either adapting to actually enact, or you're not utilizing the knowledge and wisdom at this period of time, and you're utilizing a faulty knowledge and wisdom. And that's kind of what you're adapting to right now, and you're seeing both sides to that appearance, essentially, is what the Libra is experiencing. And then moving forward, for the Virgo rising, the Virgo is experiencing the Gemini in the 10th house, and then they're having the Libra in the 2nd house. So then based on, if I'm not mistaken, the Gemini in the 10th house, and then the Libra in the 2nd house. And the 10th house and the 2nd house, because they're both Earth houses. I don't know why I'm getting mixed up thinking I'm talking about 11th and 2nd house, because that's a square instead of a trine. So with this being said, and getting back on track, my apologies for that. We have Gemini being in the 10th house for Virgo. And with this being said, they're creating an opportunity based on their status to then in turn have a spotlight on what they value. So at this point in time, the Virgos are working with a status to then in turn manifest what they value, essentially. And then moving forward, or protecting what they value, because this is the waning process. So then moving forward, the Leo rising is having the Gemini in the 11th house, and then they're having the Libra in the 3rd house. So based on the associates that the Gemini is adapting to, and their way of being humanitarian or being in a public place, they're then in turn having these people in their environment that they can be relative to. So based on your associates and who you're associating with, you're then going to be in turn relative to what you have going in your environment, or what places you actually visit to create your environment, essentially. So you're creating this opportunity based on your status to visit these spaces and be relative to these spaces in the environment for the Leo rising. And then last but not least, the Cancer rising is having the Gemini in the 12th house. So the dreams, illusions, and nightmares is essentially what the 12th house is, based on it being that Neptunian energy, essentially. And that 12th house is like, the ending. So like, think about it as like the ending and the beginning is what Pisces is, because the next sign is the beginning, Aries. So with this being said, that 12th house having Cancer rising with the Gemini here, you're seeing ways to adapt to the behind the scenes, these dreams, illusions, and nightmares that you're having. And you're having a dream, illusion, and nightmare that you can actually be relative to or adapt to then in turn have these people that are close to your heart or in your 4th house where Libra's at, and create balance with them to actually comprehend where your dreams, illusions, and nightmares are at and how to have these communications about. So essentially you're going to be having these watery communications right now, Cancer, and you're going to be talking about the dreams that you're experiencing. And with these dreams that you're experiencing, people close to your heart are the ones that you're going to be creating that balance with. So essentially the Cancer has to learn to be more communicative at this point in time based on the Libra season. But that's a whole other video. So much love and holla back. And y'all have a good one. You know what I'm saying? Peace, love, or staying dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Just stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's necessary. Holla back.